at you and say, since because friending, yeah, we're a little off key. Since because friending, but it's alright with me. Since because friending, and we don't have to agree, but my friends are the best company.
Hey everybody, long time no see. It's Collin again. I'm a big Once Upon a Time fan, as you can see. All of you other Once Upon a Time fans know that it came back on this Sunday with episode Darkness on the Edge of Town. In this little mini episode that we're going to do today, we're going to talk about Operation Mongoose and the search for the sorcerer slash author. In the episode this Sunday, we found out that they are two separate people. So what I'm going to do is, like every week, I'm going to talk about the clues that were given in each episode and try to figure out who these two people are. So this week we're going to talk about what we know so far about the author and the sorcerer and what we've just learned. So, like we said, the Blue Fairy in this episode told us that they are two separate people. And one thing I noticed in the episode, whenever Regina told her that the sorcerer was in town, Blue seemed kind of scared. I don't know what's up with that. That will probably eventually unfold later, and we will discuss that when more comes up on it. So right now, I'm just going to talk about some theories that I've seen and some theories that I've come up with for each one. I have two ideas for the sorcerer. One of them I don't think is it, and I'll explain that in a minute. My two people are Yen Sid from Fantasia, the movie, and Merlin from King Arthur and Camelot and all that, who I'm kind of thinking is not the sorcerer anymore. And my reasons behind that are in the episode Lost Girl. Prince Charming calls him a mage and calls him by name, and a mage is not a sorcerer. It's kind of lower ranked magician. So I don't think it's him, but you never know, it could be. But one reason he's still on the list is because of all the Camelot references that there have been lately with Rumpelstiltskin and that gauntlet that led him to finding somebody's true weakness, which is the thing they love most. So I'm not ruling Merlin out just yet, but he's kind of lower on the list. Yen Sid from Fantasia is kind of my top vote at the moment because of the obvious reasons. They've done the Hat from Fantasia, and they've done the Sorcerer's Apprentice, they've done Chernabog from Fantasia, so they're heavy hinting at Fantasia. One thing from this last episode that most people probably didn't catch, I only caught it because at the very beginning, whenever Hook and Belle are in the library, they have their board of all their clues. If you pause it at just the right time, there is a picture of the Sorcerer's Apprentice's house in Storybrooke. Next to it is a sticky note that says Yen Sid is the landowner of that house. Looking way, way back to season 1, we all know that Rumpelstiltskin, Mr. Gold, owns the entire town. Also are under the speculation that the sorcerer did not come to Storybrooke during that time. He came back in Snow White's curse. The only reason Rumpelstiltskin owned the entire town in the first curse is because Regina made it so. The second curse was made by Snow White, which did not have that, which gives some evidence that Yen Sid might be the sorcerer because he'd be the most powerful being in town now. So he'd be able to be a landowner of some sort, especially to the apprentice. That's all I've got for the sorcerer at the moment. Yen Sid and Fantasia tie in with one of my people who I have for the author, who we'll talk about in just a second. I'm actually going to save him for last. I've got 4 options at the moment. The first one I'm going to talk about is kind of crazy. I just thought of it. Mother Goose. I just kind of thought it'd be funny because we don't know if it's a boy or girl, so I thought Mother Goose might be cool for Fairy Tale Storybrooke author. Also, something interesting that just came out, I think it was today I saw it, was episode 20 of this season is called Mother. So, I don't know what that is or anything, but Mother Goose, kind of makes sense. The next one kind of ties in with a sorcerer slash author idea. And this one has been a theory that I've seen tossed around since season 1 when the book first showed up, which is the Brothers Grimm. Tying back into what I said earlier about Blue being scared of the sorcerer, and another evidence is that the sorcerer's house in Storybrooke has a room with all of the author's things. So why would the sorcerer have the author's books? Maybe they're related, maybe they know each other, maybe they don't like each other. Why? What for? Well, brothers quarrel, something like that, so possibly Brothers Grimm, one of them being the sorcerer, one of them being the author, some backstory, they had a falling out. Another option, which I don't think is as possible, because I think it might be too big for Once Upon a Time to do, maybe not, is Aslan from the Chronicles of Narnia. As you'll know, he kind of is the godlike figure, and he writes worlds into existence. All that. He has that power to be the author. I don't know if Once Upon a Time is too big. They've already said that they wouldn't do Harry Potter and Pirates of the Caribbean just because they have to have those actors play those characters, and it's just too much trouble and work to try to get into. Narnia might be possible, might not. It's kind of in that gray area. This theory I came up with. It's my theory on my own, and I think it's the most likely at the moment. It is the old man of the Wandering Mountain from the Neverending Story, which takes place in the magical land of Fantasia. This ties back into my Yin said Fantasia theory because there have been so many Fantasia references to the movie Fantasia. So not only are they making references to Fantasia, could Fantasia be a reference within itself to the land of Fantasia? The old man of Wandering Mountain, he is an author. He writes the book. Everything he writes happens, comes true. He can alter it, he can change it. It's one cycle, never-ending story. He has that power. He is my #1 vote at the moment, but as the episodes go on, we'll add more clues and evidence, and so we'll probably mark some people off, scratch some people in. It'll subject to change. But at the moment, Yin Sid for the Sorcerer and the Old Man of Wandering Mountain are my current two, just because they both have giant ties to Fantasia, whether it be the Disney movie Fantasia or the world Fantasia and the Neverending Story. It'd be interesting for them to tie it in. Yes, I think it would be perfect for Once Upon a Time to do. That's all I've got for today, so we'll report back with more Operation Mongoose after this next episode. I'll see you guys then. One last thing I forgot to mention. Down in the comment section below, you can leave your own theories or your guesses, or we can vote on who you think it is at the moment, and I'll keep track of it, and I'll tally it, and each week I will say who's #1 at the moment for Sorcerer and how the rankings are for everyone's theories. So go ahead and add that down in the comments, and we'll see you next week.